Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another Rican reaction. Brighton 0, Arsenal 1. And boy, if the rest of the season is gonna go like that, I'm gonna need to get in the gym. I'm gonna need to go see a massage therapist. I need to go see a hypnotherapist. Something. Cause boy, that match there was ugly. And I don't understand why it needed to be. It didn't really need to be. Bukayo Saka scores in the 9th minute. We go up 1-0. And in typical Arsenal fashion, we turn into the side battling relegation. And defend like our lives depended on it for 2 halves. And I know what I said. I said that, it doesn't matter how it looks. It doesn't matter how we play. The most important thing is 3 points, and we got it. We got the 3 points. We're leaving there with a win, and better than that, our title rivals Manchester City drew at home versus Nottingham Forest, which is good for 2 reasons. One, because City dropped points, and now we're 7 points clear. Even with their game in hand. Well, they got their game in hand. And also because that means that with West Ham's win tonight, with Forest draw tonight, Tottenham are 1 point away from relegation. If they don't win their game tomorrow, they're a point away from relegation. So we could win the league and Tottenham could go down. Crazy. Big up Godfrey, Gooner Rican, my bro. Huge 3 points. It was. I mean, it was ugly watching. I'm not going to lie. I probably could have watched paint dry and been more excited. But I said this. The last 10 matches, the last 90 days, it does not matter how we do it. Whether it's ugly, whether it's beautiful, set piece, own goal. I don't care. As long as we get the 3 points, we win the title. And now, as of right now, we're doing that. Let me see if I can pull up the match facts. I had Cities up 2-2 Nottingham Forest. Beautiful. Beautiful to see. I love it. I asked for a miracle, and it's a. You know what? Looking at City as well, they have the quality to make a run, but I just don't think they will, man. And I don't know if that's hope or what, but they don't look like that City. They don't look like that City team that chased us down. I'm trying to find the match stats. Yeah, they don't look like the City team that chased us down. Here we go. So as I said, Bukayo Saka scored the only goal. And check this, right? Arsenal are going for a title race. Right? We're going for the title. We're in the title race. Let me read you the match stats. So, because if anybody tries to spin that match that we just watched like it was a great watch, they are lying. The liars will be found out tonight, because that match was ugly. Brighton had 13 shots. Arsenal had 4. The entire match, 90 minutes, Arsenal Football Club, top of the table, had 4 shots. And only 2 shots on target. And one of them was a goal. And let's be honest, that probably shouldn't have been a goal. I mean, the goal, it bounces off his back foot. And like I said, I don't care how it happens. But we're not going to act like it was, super, super brilliant. Like, it was a good shot by Saka. And this is what I've been talking about. This is what I've been talking about for weeks. If you shoot, things will happen. Trying to walk the ball into the net, that's not going to work. Taking 72 touches, Saka literally just bang that shot. And guess what happens? It goes off his foot into the goal. That's what happens when you shoot. Right? You never know. Maybe it bounces off his hand and into the path of another player. If we don't shoot, then you never know what happens. So yeah, Brighton had 13 shots, 3 shots on target. Brighton had 58% possession, and we had 42%. And yeah, bro, like yeah, it's it was interesting. It was interesting, so to speak. Um, yeah. They had 80. I mean, they had 456 passes to our 316. I mean, it is what it is. Let's go through the lineup because I'm gonna do some quick player ratings. Yeah, it might be ugly, man. Our player ratings, because I thought certain players did not play well. And I thought certain players they I mean, I can't say we won, but I wouldn't say anybody stood out tonight. Even Bukayo Saka, I wouldn't say anybody's. The only person I would say stood out tonight was Piero Nkapia. I think he stood out. I think he had a decent performance. But yeah, back to my player ratings. Hold on, let me pull it up. Give me 2 shakes. Oh no, that's not the one. That's the one from today. Give me 2 seconds. I'll pull it up for you guys in a minute. There it goes. There you go. Tonight's lineups. And yeah, let's talk about it. David Raya, I mean, he only had 3 shots to face. And you know, when he did face me, he didn't let anything in. We kept the clean sheet, so I can't go too low. I'll go for David Raya. I'll go 7. 7 for David Raya. I think you know, he does what we need him to. Some of his saves are amazing, man. Like David Raya, sometimes he looks like he can be bored, and that leads to just some silly shots and mistakes, but when he's called upon to make a save, David Raya make a save. And yeah, clown status from Raya in the opening minutes almost cost us. Yeah, I'll give him a 7. I don't want to be too harsh because when he was called upon after that, he was all right. And it didn't cost us, but yeah, there's a thing, man, where our defense sometimes switches off, and they have momentary lapses where you're just like, that could have been a goal. But our defense is good enough to kind of recover, if you will. AJ coming in swinging, get Raya out of our club. I don't think he's that bad, AJ. I don't think he's that bad. I think he just, you know what's crazy, man? When you talk about Raya, a lot of people gave Ramsdale stick, right? Because he came out and said that, oh, sometimes he gets bored back there, you know, not to do. He has mental lapses and such. He just came out and said it. But I think David Raya doesn't have to say it. We can see it. Like, he sometimes has mental lapses where you're just like, it's not his quality. It's the fact that sometimes as a player, when you don't have anything to do, you want to do too much just to have something to do, and you end up looking stupid. And I think that's where it comes from Raya sometimes. Sometimes he just tries to do too much because he ain't got nothing to do. With our defense, sometimes he, like, if he was just a normal keeper, he would just sit there and probably, I mean, today he would have 3 shots on target. You only had to make 3 saves the entire match. Like, you're doing nothing, you know. So I get where you can have momentary lapses of judgment. I'm gonna give him a 7, man. I think I don't want to rate him too low. I'm gonna give him a 7. Our back line, Timber's gassed. Timber is like, he's exhausted. You can see how he runs, what he's doing. He's tired. I am so glad that the FA Cup is coming up because I think that those guys will get a rest. Timber, that I don't want to see Timber on the team sheet. I don't want to see him on the team bus. I don't even want to see him anywhere near our facility, right? That man, he should take a weekend to Ibiza. That is what Timber should be doing. Him, Zubamendi, Rice, and Saka, yeah, man, go have fun. Go on a lads holiday for the weekend, right? That's what they should be doing. I'm sorry, that's no excuse because none of the club dominant goalkeepers stay locked in for 90 minutes. You saying that, but how many times did you watch Ederson do some foolishness? Ederson, like, everybody remembers Ederson as being like, but he did some foolishness too. Ederson would do foolishness as well. And Ederson was one of the best keepers we had in the league. So, I hear you, AJ. I hear you. But, yeah, I just think he's bored. But when he's called upon, he does it. And that's what he needs to do. Full under 23 in the FA Cup is a must. Yeah, man. Like, and like Godfrey said, play Josh Nichols from the academy. Timber needs to rest up. Bro, play anybody. Play me. Play me if you want. Like, I don't want to see Timber anywhere. Lads holiday. Timber, Saka, Rice and Zubamendi. Lads holiday to Ibiza for the weekend. Right? Who else was out there? Gabriel and Mosquera. Well, I'm going to give Timber a 7 as well. I'll give him a 7. I don't think I'm going to rate anybody lower than a 5 tonight. Because we did win, it was ugly. But this is the thing that I want to say about kind of rating. We're gonna play this. We're gonna play this for the rest of the season. So I can't come here and just be like, "Oh, you're always a 4." Our manager wants us to play this Stoke City football. He wants us to play this back and forth, lobbing the ball up football. That's what he wants us to play. So I'm just gonna rate based on that kind of performance, the Haram ball, if you will. But Mosquera, I think he was all right. Big up Oregon Gooner. Mosquera, I think he was all right. Mosquera, for me, is like Gabriel. And I'm gonna rate them together. I'm gonna give them both 7s as well. I'll give them both 7s. But I feel like Mosquera has that kind of bozo moment in him. He has that bozo moment where, he'll, and he did it tonight, like where you get kind of rinsed and you're just like, eee. And then he'll kind of come back the next, 10 minutes and he'll do something amazing. And I think that's what you need from Mosquera. And I think that having somebody like Gabriel who had those bozo moments, who can kind of work, because Gabriel still has a couple bozo moments, man. He still has a couple bozo moments. But as a center back pairing, like when you keep a clean sheet, when Saliba is out, you keep a clean sheet. And as I said, they had 13 shots, but they only had 3 on target. You can't ask for much more. 7 for the pair of them. But in Capia, that guy is, I'm going to give him my man of the match. Even though Saka got the goal, I think the goal was kind of lucky. He shot it, but it went off the keeper's foot. I mean, yeah. I'm going to go in Capia as man of the match, and I'm giving him an 8. I think that guy in Capia is going to be, if he stays at left back, I think with him at left back and Timber at right back, we can have something cooking. The defense we have, that's the one thing I can say about Mikel Arteta. Our defense has been amazing. We went from Skodra Mustafi, Sideshow Bob David Luiz, Kolasinac, Callum Chambers, Carl Jenkins. Like, we went from those dudes to who we have now. Like, imagine, 5 years ago, if our starting center back is out, you're praying. You're like, oh gosh, we got to put this dude on. Like, this is the first time in a long time where we can definitely sit there. And tonight, Saliba's out. No, I don't think there was any Arsenal fan like, oh my God, Saliba's out. Oh, jeez. Oh, man, we're going to lose this match. Like, I don't think anybody felt like that. We saw in copy, it was like, it's fine. It's okay. It's all right. We'll still win. And that's credit to Mikel Arteta. You have to give credit to Mikel Arteta for making Bob Bolden. That's Bob. Yeah. Ugh. I get indigestion just thinking about it. Like, we really came from those times. Rob Holden, Carl Jenkinson. Yeah, man. But you look at, like, even our left back situation. Calafiori out. That's all right, man. We got Nkapia. He's all right. Man in the match. Like, yeah, bro. When I look at our defenders, I'm like, yeah. But that's how I want to feel about our attackers. That's how I want to feel about our midfielders. And I don't think we're there yet. So, Nkapia gets an 8 for me. He's my man in the match. Let's talk about the midfield glue, all right? Because that's what I'm going to call them, the glue. If they can walk, if they need a push chair, if they need a stretcher, if they are physically capable of going onto the pitch, Rice and Zubimendi are going to play. And Rice just has an engine, bro. Rice has an engine where he can just keep running. And he's like the Energizer bandages. Going. But Zubimendi is not that. He's not that. And he looks like he's running in quicksand. And I watch him get dispossessed a couple times tonight. And I'm like, you kind of, you don't like feel bad for him, but you kind of just like, yeah, man, I can see your gas. Because you can't even turn anymore. You're turning like a semi-truck, man. Like, it's slow. So, yeah, I think he needs a rest. And I would like to see Zubimendi just not be anywhere near the team for a while. Rice and Zubimendi. Rice and Zubimendi. I'll give him a 7 as well. Everybody, this is gonna be Vegas settings, man. Most people gonna get a 7. When Nkapia getting an 8. But Zubimendi and Rice, standard 7. What's a great question? Did I miss something? Hold on. Let me go back, because... Alright, so Godfrey says Berta cooking with the signings. Absolutely. AJ, definitely get Calafiori out of club for an actual left back. Yeah, man. Yeah. Calafiori starting to... And the crazy thing, we talked about this the other day, man. Everybody talk trash about Kieran Tierney. Calafiori has missed more time than Kieran Tierney in 2 years than he missed the entire time in the club, bro. So, yeah. AJ, now Saliba is injured. That's 124 different injuries since the start of last season. Diabolical. AJ, I hope you're feeling well as well, man. I heard you are under the weather. I hope you're feeling better. Godfrey Norgard put in a shift. I saw more than him from Zubimendi. He's just got fresh legs, man. He's got fresh legs. And Norgard is... He's El Neni, bro. That's what I think he's a better El Neni. I didn't think El Neni was terrible. The latter El Neni was kind of recycle the ball. But when El Neni first came in, he would move the ball forward. He progressed the ball. He would get the ball in kind of the defense, the defensive area, and he'd move it forward to, your Ozils and all that. So I think Norgard could do that. Just win the ball, move it forward to Rice, move it forward to Eza, and keep things ticking. Like, I think that he can do that. I don't know why the manager doesn't trust him. But hey, he's getting closer to playing a full 90 minutes. A full 90 minutes worth of matches. Play NordVPN and MLS against Manfield. Yeah, that's what I would play. I'd play Norgard. I play MLS. I feel like letting Nwaneri go was also a mistake, man. Because I feel like Nwaneri would have been good for the FA Cup as well. I just don't get why we let that guy go. But yeah. AJ, my friend, how are you? Just play Norgard until the end of the season. There's this guy named Tierney that's pretty good. Bro, Kieran Tierney, like, I remember we talking about that guy being our captain. And I don't understand, like, the one thing that I don't understand about Arsenal is we allow players who are fan favorites to stay. And then once our manager doesn't want you, we just kind of ship players out. Like, bro, we're in a title race. Why would you ship one of your bright young midfielders to Ligue 1 when you're in the title race in 4 competitions? I don't understand it. Why would you let a left back who was fine being on the bench, let him go back to Celtic because he can't invert? And now your inverting left back, the wild horse, is, broken. That guy's spent more time on the operating table than people in Miami, bro. Like, he's always on the bench. Like, he's always injured. So, you basically cut your nose off to spite your face. Like Zinchenko had to go. He couldn't stay. But if you're gonna get rid of Zinchenko, you're gonna get rid of Tierney. You're gonna get rid of all of your left backs, and then your only recognized left back, and I say recognized left back because that's what he wanted Calafiore to play, is Calafiore, because MLS is not a left back. So you let all of your left back options go. And it's the same thing with left wing, bro. Like, we're having this conversation about Semenyo. Semenyo goes to City, and you thought that having a left wing by committee of Trossard and Martinelli, and we'll get into that in a minute, was the way, instead of just getting a guy who can provide G&A. I don't understand it. I mean, we had Madueke playing left wing. That didn't work out. We tried Eze at left wing. That didn't work out. Like, just buy a left winger. Buy a left back. What is the issue? Like, what is the issue with just buying players to play them in the position that you need them? Stop trying to convert everybody. Buy a left back. Buy a left winger. I don't understand it. Cooper said Zubameni can hold his own in non-physical matches. Physical matches, Norgard should play. Exactly. Because Norgard is more press resistant, bro. And he's stronger. I like Zubamendi, man. Firstly, and most importantly, I don't think Zubamendi is a 6. I don't think he should be playing the 6. I think Zubamendi should be playing the 8 that Declan Rice is playing. I think Declan Rice should be playing the 6. Because Declan Rice is an engine who will run around, take the ball, and then give it up. That's what we need you to do. But we got, bro, Declan Rice was all in the final third. He was all on the left, the right. The man's just running. He's galloping, doing everything. Like, the solution is so simple. But the guy who's getting paid £15 million a year decides, I want to put square pegs in round holes and hope that it works, guys. Get behind me, guys. Like, nah, bro, it's goofy. Dowman as well against Manfield. Yep, he was on the bench. He needs to play. Who said because Arteta's an idiot? Always enjoy your stream. Thank you for stopping by. I always enjoy people stopping by and talking to me. Godfrey said 10-man Newcastle up 2-1 versus United. This could be a great night. Cause my United mates, bro, if we had lost tonight, and you know what's crazy? They be sending me these like looking eye emojis, like when they think that we're gonna lose, bro. I need to send them some looking eyes. Like, what's going on? What's going on? All right, back to the player ratings, man. Let's talk about Eberechi Eze, bro, because let it all work out. It's not working out. It's not working out. I almost feel like the only games that Eze can get up for are Tottenham games. Like, I feel like that's the only, because boy, we talking about cardio. I cannot remember, and it might just be because I was just sitting there watching paint dry. But I don't remember Eze doing anything except leading the press. Eberechi Eze put in his best in Palace as well, Godfrey. Yes, Eberechi Eze put in his best Odegaard impression tonight, Mr. Lead the Press. Like, if he was trying to audition for Odegaard's part tonight, Ghost Cigar, he did a great job. Because I can't remember a thing that Eze did other than that. I'm not going to lie to you. Eze, for me, got to get a 5. And I said nobody's going to drop below a 5. Because, we did win. We kept the clean sheet. But he got to get a 5 for me, man. Because we went from saying this guy was, phenomenal. He just needs a run in the team. He's getting a run in the team. And 2 matches in a row, bro, he's been doing cardio. But we got the win, and he's probably gonna go in there again. You know what, Cooper? You're right. I say he's running. I use running as a light term because they are footballers, but it's not running that he does. It's more like a slow jog. Even when he presses, yeah, man, he looked like I'm running, and I run slow as dirt. So yeah, it's not really. At least Odegaard sprints. Ezra kind of just let it all work out. Maybe that's what he's singing in his mind. Let it all work out. But yeah, as a five. That the less said about it, better. Great win, great win for the Arsenal. I call it a stroll. Yeah, it is a leisurely stroll, man. That is definitely what Ezra be doing out there. He be strolling. So, big up Don for coming in as well. Yeah, give him a 5. Let's talk about our attackers. Saka, I'm going to give an 8 because he scored the goal. But Saka's pace is gone. There was a time where the ball, he tried to like dink the ball around the defender. And I know that 2 seasons ago, he would have done that ball around the defender, ran past him, been in on goal. Today, bro, I can tell, and you can't blame anything except the injury. You know, when you've had major hamstring surgery, you can't help but to lose pace. And I'm glad that he shot. But the sad thing that I think about when I think about Saka is I don't want him to become Trossard. Where he basically, like Trossard is our best finisher. He's one of our best finishers. But for pace, Trossard ain't beating nobody. He ain't beating nobody for pace. And I don't want Saka to become that. Become where he can't run because his legs are gone. And it's very sad to see. I love Bukayo Saka. And just seeing some of the movements, and maybe it's just because, as I said, he is coming back from the surgery. You know, he is still recovering. He's been asked to play a lot. Maybe when he has a full rest, we'll see a little bit of that pace. But yeah, tonight he get an 8 out of 10 because he scored. But Bukayo Saka is off the pace a little bit, and it's sad to see. It's sad to see. You made a comparison, Gooner Rican, as is similar to Ozil. You can see it in the work rate off the ball. Yeah, that's what he is. Like Mesut Ozil. But the thing that Ozil used to give you was when he got the ball, he made magic happen. Like, he called for the ball, got the ball, made magic happen. Eze, I think, calls for the ball, he kind of moves it to the next person, and then he jogs a little bit. Like, I don't see any magic happen. I don't see him taking the ball, begging for it, and being like, hey, let's make something happen. And that's the difference between him and Ozil. But off the ball, yeah, the strollers. Yeah, the Arsenal strollers. That's what they doing. They walking, looking at the side. They in Brighton as well. Brighton is nice. The beach is nice. You know, the sun was out earlier as well. It probably feel good down there. The breeze going. Just, oh, man. Oh, this is a nice stadium. It's smaller than Emirates, but, you know, this is nice. Like, that's what he was doing the entire match. And like Cooper said, Eze moving nowhere quick. Precisely. Godfrey Saka's legs are gone for real. If that's Madueke, he's off to goal. Exactly. The only difference is I trust Saka to finish. If that's Madueke, yeah, he's on goal, but he'll probably kick it in the rosette because that guy couldn't finish his dinner if you gave him 3 forks and a knife. So, yeah. You either get no pace and finishing like you do with Trossard, or you get pace and like you do with Madueke. So tomato, apples and oranges. It is what it is. Saka gets an 8 though. Martinelli 6. Martinelli 6. I don't want to beat a dead horse. Neither Martinelli or Trossard can go to the full 90 minutes. And Martinelli definitely can't go when you ask him to play these low blocks, when you ask him to play in gritty games. Martinelli needs space. Yeah, man, six. I don't want to beat a dead horse. I've already told you how I feel about Martinelli, and it ain't changing. He didn't show me anything differently tonight, so let's move on. Gyökeres. 2 weeks ago, I'm doing this. I'm all on my thumbnails. You know, people talking about Donna Dopamine. And boy. Swedish Lukaku is back. The Swedish Lukaku is back. And I'm not talking about Napoli Lukaku. I'm talking about Man United Lukaku. Boy. Some of them touches were atrocious. And the whole... First off, let's talk about... Let's talk about our counterattack. I need to talk about it because it does my head in. It does my head. Arsenal, when I first started watching Arsenal, our defense was trash. But when we counterattacked, when we went at pace, it was a thing. Giroud doing scorpion kicks, Alexis Sanchez renting dudes, 4-foot Mighty Mouse, Mesut Ozil nutmegging dudes as he's passing, making assists. When we counterattack now, when we counterattack, it looks like Little League soccer. And I don't use soccer much because I know I'm talking about soccer. USA, 7-year-olds, USA kicking the ball about. That's what we look like in the counterattack. And that's very disrespectful to those 7-year-old soccer players in America. I don't understand why when we counter, we can't just look up and make the easy pass. Why do we try to pass through a defender? These guys are paid millions of pounds a year and cannot see that there's a guy who is running unhindered in front of them. But let me pass to the guy in the opposite. They're wearing blue, guys. They're wearing blue. Let's pass to the complete other team. Let's kick the ball off of the defender. Let's not even try to look for an open pass. Oh, I see a guy defending in the way. Let me kick it at him. Oh no, it's out for a throw-in. Like, these are footballers. These are Prem football. It annoys me to no end. Because we saw it against Chelsea, and we saw it again tonight. You've got to counter. All you got to do is make the easy pass. Make the easy pass. Make another pass. You're in. Boom. It ain't like the goalkeeper's great. The one goal we scored came off the man's foot. Like, he's not great. But we turn into pee-wee players. Little league players when we go on the attack. And then we allow the other team to look like they're prime Barcelona. That's what annoys me. We have a counter where we can put the game away. We lose the ball, and then everyone starts skating on ice. Bambi's out there. 10 Bambis and David Raya. Annoying. Yeah. But Cooper said that right pass at the beginning had me screaming like a lunatic. We're good for one every game. Zubamendi did it last game where you passed it back to. And then you look at the graphic, right? Zubamendi literally has an Arsenal player here, Arsenal player there. And there's a Chelsea defender right there in front of him. All he has to do is pass left or right, and he decides to pass straight right past the Chelsea defender. You can't make this stuff up, bro. You can't make it up. So yeah, that's my rant on the counterattack. I've waffled there, but yeah, bro, it does my head in when we counter. It's just ugly. It's ugly, and I don't like it. Don said, let's rotate these next 2 games. Yes, heavily. We do need to. As I said, I don't want to see any first team. We're going to see first teams, obviously. But Timber, Rice, Saliba, Zubamendi, and Saka, lads holiday. That's what I want to see. Pressure games we ain't seeing dominant, unfortunately. Yeah, and I don't understand that. I don't understand why we won't play our young players when it was 2 young players that made it respectable last year. 2 young players who dug us out of a hole last year. And now you don't want to let the youngsters play. Now you don't want to let Norgard play. I don't get it. Which means we need a serious upgrade on the left. We needed a serious like we've done this Trossard and Martinelli thing for 2 years, man. At some point, somebody needs to sit down and be like, listen, we've gotten another right winger, we've gotten another right back, we've gotten another right this, another right that. Can we address the left? Can we get a left back? Can we get some left wingers, please? It's such a hard watch. We're diabolical going forward. Godfrey said, yeah, absolutely diabolical. It's because we slow everything down, like Cooper said. Yep. And I don't understand that. You've got a 4-on-3. Why slow the ball down? You've got a numbers advantage. But, and this is one thing I said as well, Cooper and Godfrey. If you've been playing a certain way for 4 years, if you've been regimented to play some way, if you the entire season you've been told to play this year, now we've got 9 games left and the manager's saying play this. It subconsciously is so hard to do that because you're so used to making the proper pass. You're so used to getting yelled at if you make the difficult pass. You're so used to being, berated because you've made a pass that wasn't safe. So now you're being told to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if your mom tells you don't go in the fridge, 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 and then you get yelled at every time you go in the fridge to get a snack, and then one day she comes home and she says, you just sitting there minding your business, you're like, I don't want no snacks no more, and now she says, oh, go in the fridge and get a snack, bro, you're gonna be like, is this a trap? I mean, you've spent the entire year saying I can't get no snacks, so why are you telling me I can get a snack now? Like, it's conditioned. It's conditioned into you. And we're conditioned at slowing the ball down, hoofing up passes, taking 87,000 touches in the box. That's what we're conditioned to do. I'm hoping that the players, the moments players that we have can dig us out of a hole. But those guys like Eza, Martinelli, they ain't doing it. And I waffled, and I'm going right back to Gyökeres. That boy gets a 5. And I would give him a 4, but I said I wouldn't rate anybody under 5 because we won. If everybody else got a 5.5 or 5.3, he got a 5.000002. The lowest 5 I could possibly give him. Gyökeres did absolutely nothing out there. And to be fair, his replacement, Kai Havertz, didn't do anything either. But Gyökeres, bro, the last couple matches, Timberland boots. And somebody told me this. Somebody did say that he only scores against bottom of the table opponents. We got who we got, man. I can't even, like I said, I can't cry over spilled milk. We got who we got. Gyökeres. It's good. As long as he scores in the matches where we got 8 matches left. As long as he scores enough for us to win those matches, I don't care. I don't care. Let's see. I'm trying to remember who came on. Does it say? Hold on. Lineups. So Norgard came on, and Norgard did exactly what was on the 10. He did what you expect him to do. Pass the ball around, run, make it harder for them to get passes through the middle. Did exactly. Trossard came on. The only thing I remember Trossard do is get booed every time he touches the ball. I'm 5. Standard 5. Everybody gets a 5. Norgard actually gets a 6. I'll give him a 6 because he came on. Kai Havertz, 5. Didn't do anything. Can't remember him touching the ball. Calafiori, 5. That's all I'm going to say about Calafiori. I'm not finna get into that tonight. You guys know how I feel about Calafiore. My wife calls him game day handsome. That's it. That's the only compliment I can give Calafiore. The fact that my wife thinks he's game day handsome. Other than that, I can't really say he did much. And Hincapie needs to start at left back as much as he can because Calafiore just runs around. He's goofy. Don said, all right, heading out to do some smack talk and get food. Go Gunners. Appreciate you for stopping by. We suck at picking passes that matter, Cooper says, and we need a proper 8. We got a proper 8. Zubimendi. I think Zubimendi's our proper 8. We need a proper attacking midfielder. We need to Ben Odegaard. I wouldn't say Ben Eza, but I think we need somebody who's an upgrade on him. I think we need someone who. But who do you go get? Who's in the market to go get for a reasonable price? We already know we ain't spending a lot of money, because we've given so much. We bought 8 players, so we're probably not gonna spend a lot of money in the summer unless we do win the league or the Champions League. But the most important thing I think for us this offseason, left winger. We need one. A proper left winger. Excuse me. A Leao. Rodrigo's out. His ACL's done, so probably not going to be him. But actually, probably could be him because Arsenal like a reclamation project. So, he done tore his ACL, and Arsenal be like, ooh, that looks good to me. Why don't you come over here and join our injured 11. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on that. That's the team. I thought that, as I said, ugly win. We're not always gonna win them pretty. We just gotta win. Like the Raiders say, win, baby, win. That's all you gotta do. Let's look at what's coming up. As we know, we're playing Mansfield Town. It says 12:15 on Saturday. Random. But I'll be there doing... I'll probably do a pre-recorded video for Mansfield Town. But I will be doing... It's on Saturday. So I'll probably do the ammo check after Mansfield Town. I'll probably do it Saturday night after Mansfield Town. Just have a chat about Arsenal. And, what we did in that game. I'll probably, instead of doing the match reaction, I'll just do it all together as an ammo check. Wednesday, we got the Champions League coming back. And next Saturday... Is it next Saturday? Yeah, next Saturday will be... Well, Saturday after next. The upcoming Saturday. Saturday after that one. Is Everton at home. I might actually end up going to that because I have been offered to go to that match. So I might go to that one. Then the Tuesday after, Bayer Leverkusen. And then to end the month, it's Man City. So as of right now, we only have one more Prem fixture, which is Everton at home. Good fixture. Let's talk about, to end up, let me get rid of, hold on. Let me get rid of this thing. All right. So, Cooper, if you're still in, Godfrey, you're still watching. Let's talk about City. Let's talk about City, because I waffled about City at the beginning. City dropped points. City dropped points tonight to Nottingham Forest. Relegation battle in Nottingham Forest. I think Nottingham Forest are 16th or 17th, if I'm not mistaken, in the league. And for them to get a draw at the Etihad is big. It's huge. Not only for our title races, our title hopes, but also for Nottingham Forest relegation hopes. Big up, Cooper. Thank you for stopping by. Like, it's big for their hopes and it's big for our hopes. And the one thing that I said I wasn't going to do is I wasn't going to rely on Manchester City to lose games. I wasn't going to rely on Manchester City to drop points. But the one thing that I love that I'm seeing this season, and I am fair. I tell you guys all the time, I'm not Mikel Arteta's biggest fan. Not because, I don't hate the guy as a person, but as a manager of my football club, for you to be here 6 years and only winning one trophy, and I get to watch Manchester United, Manchester City, Liverpool, and Tottenham win trophies in Europe in that time, yeah, I'm not a happy camper. But one thing I will say is this season and we've had a stumble. But when Manchester City have won or when Manchester City have dropped points, we've responded. When they won and we needed to win again, we won. When they dropped points, we won. The problem is we dropped points at some points as well. But when we needed to win against Chelsea last week, we did. It was ugly. We won. When we're going to Brighton tonight, and people are saying, I think this will be the one. Listen to the top score. They're like, oh, Arsenal might stumble. And we won. It was ugly, but we got the win. Manchester City dropped points. And now we're 7 points clear. And they got a game in hand. So if they win that game in hand, we're still 4 points clear. And for me, that's huge. That's huge because, as I said, we only have one more match, one more Premier League. I'm only talking about the Prem. I'm not talking about anything else. The Prem, we only have one more match this month, and that's Everton. We beat Everton, and City drop more points. Bro, April could be huge. And the thing I want most from our team is for us to go to the Etihad and not have to win that game. We go to the Etihad and we've got enough of a point. Let's say we have a 6-point lead and we're on equal points. Even if we lose, it's okay. We still put 3 points ahead. We just have to win the remaining games. That's all I wanted out of this season. Because I think that if we get level with them or we get behind them, we might not win at the Etihad. But because we're now 7 points clear, even with their game in hand, they win that game in hand with 4 points clear. Even if we lose to the Etihad, we're still a point ahead. That's how I'm thinking. I'm choosing to be positive. And if any South Florida Gunners are watching this, they're like, I can't believe it, probably. Because I am the one who's always critical. I'm critical. Super critical. But in the last 10 matches, the last 10 games, I'm allowing myself to believe. And if I end up looking foolish at the end of the season, I've done it to myself. I've let the dopamine take over. I've let my feelings come, and I let everything happen as it should. But I'm believing. I'm starting to believe. Man City are dropping points. Arsenal picking them up. 7 points clear. And we don't play another match in the Premier League until, what did I say? The 14th? That's when we play. And then after that, we're playing, in between that, playing Champions League, and we're playing the Carabao Cup at the end of the month. I'll take that. I would have taken that. And now, seeing how City have been playing, there's no guarantee that they win that game in hand. And my mate on the bus, he said, I would rather have the points on the board than the game in hand. And this is why. Tonight is why. Because there's no guarantee you're going to win that game in hand. I know a lot of Arsenal fans have been saying, City won that game in hand. But after tonight, Nottingham Forest going to the Etihad and stealing a point from City, this is why this is the best league in the world. Because you can have those matches. You can have those giant killers, those guys who are scrapping to stay in the league. 7 points clear. We're ending the night 7 points clear. I cannot believe it. And I'm excited. I'm excited for what's coming up. For the next week, I can just sit back and say, whew, the Prem, we've only got one more match. I can think about other competitions. I can think about the cups. I can think about hoping that our players stay fit. But as far as the Prem, I can sit there and go, we're handling our business. We've got one more to win, and then we're in the April. And that's all I asked for. That's all I asked for. When I sat here on the ammo check, all I said was win by any means necessary. It doesn't have to be beautiful. It doesn't have to be amazing. It doesn't have to, be free-flowing. Win, baby, win. 3 points is all that matters. And tonight, we got the 3 points. And now we head on to the FA Cup. Hopefully, our trophy to get there to the next round. I mean, we should be beating Mansfield Town. But yeah, thank you for everybody who stopped by. I'll go down the list. People who stopped by. So Godfrey, AJ for stopping in, Oregon Goon, Cooper as always. Yeah, man. I think that was it. Oh, my boy, the American brother. Thank you for stopping in. Thank you for putting in chats. Thank you for speaking to me. Thank you for sharing, and subscribing. And I will see you guys. I'm going to sleep now. I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys Saturday night. See you Saturday night with the ammo check. After the FA Cup. And then, of course, we're back on Tuesday where we're talking the World Cup. So I hope to see you guys on Tuesday night, 8:15 as usual. We're going to be talking the World Cup, international football, things that are going on in the background, and just having a good old time listening to me waffle as usual. Y'all take it easy. Have a great night. And as always, come on, you Gunners.